Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Art Therapy Thursday and we're going to finish this page by doing the mountains as well as the sky and the mist with some inks and some pan pastels. So we're just going to use the water drop inks. These are June 6, also known as, there's June 6 and there's what was the other one? There's another one as well. But basically they're all June 6th. You can also get the mementos inks as well. Those will work just as well. Those are dewdrop inks. These are water drop inks. These are a cheap replica of the dewdrop inks. You can get them on Amazon for the full set of 40 inks for like $40. So great alternative to the more expensive ink pads. And they do work pretty good. So that is what we're going to be using there. Okay, just make sure I didn't grab a brown. I don't want brown. All right, and then of course Pan Pastel Titanium White is going to be used for our mist colors. All right, so I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera. I'm going to use these little brushes as well as a larger brush to do the larger areas. All right, switch you on over. Oh, don't need the light on. Just need to tip you up a little. All right. Now we're going to start off with our larger brush because we're going to base everything with a light gray. And this is a light blue gray, but it's, well, a light green gray kind of color. So I've got my larger brush here, and I'm just going to fill it with ink. Like so. And then I'm just going to put it everywhere. And I know it's a little bit of a yellowy green, but that's okay because we're going to be changing that with some black as well as some blue-gray. All right, I'm going to fill the brush again. A thirsty brush. Like I said, this is just the base coat. So I'm just putting it everywhere that the mountains are. And just rubbing it in. So now as you can see, the mountains look a little bit more green, brown color, like so. Now we're going to put this one away and we're going to wipe this off. So make sure that you have a piece of paper or some paper towel or something just to wipe off any excess ink off of your brush. Now we're going to go in with Aspen Mist. And this is a little bit of a blue-gray. And I think my Aspen Mist might be getting a little dry. I may need to replace them. I've had these for over a year, so, well, almost 2 years now. So having to replace them at this point isn't a big deal. And again, I'm just going to go right over top of that green color, blending that down to a bit of a blue, brown, gray. Now, of course, it's not going to all stay this color because we're going to be using some black as well as some white, things like that. I just want to get down into here. All right, so there is our base coat. Now we're going to put in some water back here, moving from this dark blue into the crevice there. So we're going to grab this one here. No, grab this one. So I've got the crevice tool here, and I'm just going to fill it with the ink. I apologize, my phone is going off. I forgot to turn the volume off on it. Okay, so I've got this loaded with the blue, and we're just going to bring that in up through here. Actually, I may even want a darker blue. Let's grab a bit of a darker blue here, just so that we can transition it. So this one here is called Summer Sky. We're just going to put a little bit of it in through there. Transitioning it into that colored area there. Like that. And then we want to put this one away. Actually, since we have this out, let's do the sky as well. So I'm going to turn it slightly a bit here. So we're going to take this Summer Sky and again fill our brush up, and then we're just going to put some of it up here. Like so. This one's acting like it's all dry too. That's going to annoy me. Alright. Come on, Mr. Summer Sky, give me some ink. And the thing that bugs me is that these ones here are practically brand new. I barely use them. So this is one of the mementos. And it's acting as if it's all dried out, which really kind of sucks because I've barely ever used them. And I don't have any re-inkers for them. Alright. So now we're going to go in with the June 6. And this one is Sea Breeze. And I'm just going to fill the brush with as much of the Sea Breeze as I can. And we're just going to start bringing that directly into that Aspen Mist. Like so. course, blue is one of the most used colors in my set, so the fact that the blues are starting to run out does not surprise me in the least. Alright, get this last little bit filled in here. And then we're going to use Aspen Mist for the bottom part there. And then we're going to move on to the mountains. And as you can see, I've gone over a couple of the mountains there, and it's not a big deal. Same with over here, we're going to go over a couple. Not a big deal because we're going to be going over that with a bit of black. So having that lighter color there isn't going to hurt nothing. Okay, so that's it for the blues. Now we're going to take our smaller brush. Let's put these lids back on so that we don't yeah. Lost track of which lid went where. Don't do that. Don't lose track of where your lids go. Alright, so now we're going to take our black and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick up some of the ink on the brush. And I need a smaller brush. Just going to use the edge of the brush here. And I'm just going through and putting in the shadows that we had here and blending those in. But we've got a mountain back here, so just rubbing that in, getting that a little bit darker so it stands out. A little more when we put the pastel on it for the mist. Because this part here is in the furthest part away. So it's going to be the mistiest, but we still want it defined. So I'm just going through and putting in that definition back there. We're going to do the same thing up on these tops here, but we're going to might have to get a finer brush. Don't mind me going into concentration mode because I don't want any stark lines, but I don't want any really grayed out areas in the shadow areas. I want a medium tone there, not stark black, but still enough of a bit of color there for when I come through with the mist, it stands out, if that makes sense. So I'm just dabbing my brush onto the ink because the black is quite black. Now that one I want a little bit darker because it's above the mist. And I want to lighten it as I come down the rock. Same with this one. Want the peak to be dark, but down the rock part I want it lighter. Now I've never used these tools for inks. I've used them for pastels, but I haven't used them for ink. So this is the first time I've done this, and learning how to control it is half the battle. Where you're getting the right amount coming off your brush in the right areas, so that you just don't get blobs. And this is the fiddly part of doing this kind of background. It's just getting all of the areas that aren't going to have the mist on it as dark as possible, so that it looks like it's standing above the mist, and still putting in those other shadowy formations. Alright. So I think that's it for the... I think I want this one a little darker. And if I come through with the chalk and it's too dark in any area or too light, I'll come back through. Like so. Alright, now I'm going to take, I think this one is the one I wanted for that. I'm going to start off with the chisel one here, and we're just going to start going up. And it might need a bigger brush for that. Let's see. I'm going to fill it up. Sorry about that. There, that's better. I want this to go up into the sky area as well. And we're just going to put the mist in, leaving those dark tops dark. But down here, making sure that it's very misty. Like that. Because the mist is coming up off the water in the background. And there we have our background. Now I'm just going to take, I'm just going to blow, hold on. Just wanted to blow off any excess that was loose of the pastel. Now we're going to take our eraser and we're going to make sure that any pastel that got on to him is removed. Now I'm not pressing hard, I'm just pressing hard enough to remove the pastel and the ink. Alright, I want pastel to come off of there and there. Just picking up that pastel, and I can do this with a kneaded eraser as well if I chose. Now, like I said, for areas that get a little too light, just take your brush and reestablish a little bit up at the very tip. I'm just going to fix this because my brush is too thick for that area. Then we're going to take our black and we're just going to put in a little bit of definition between this area here and this area here. So then we're going to come back through. We're just going to soften up those lines a bit. With some gray. Because we want them to be soft, but we don't want to lose the shape. Of that mountain that's back there. Like so. Same with this one here. We want the shape. We want the mist, but we want that external shape going on there. Like so. And there we have our background with our little bit of mist. I don't know if it looks misty or not, but that was what I was going for. It may not have worked, but it may have. I'm not sure. I'm going to switch you on over to the main camera here. I'm going to move my tools so I can clean them up. Then we're going to switch on over to the main camera so that you can see the entire picture. I'm just going to focus that. Hitting the wrong button. It's the thing about having buttons on the top where you can't see them. Alright, turn on that light because it's not doing what I want it to do. Now it is okay. There we go. So, as you can see, we have some blue sky up there. We've got the mist coming up off the mountains in the water. We have our wonderful little fella singing his song, playing in the playing in the river. Some foliage, some flowers, and of course, the river. All right, guys, with that, this lovely little fellow from Jolly Creatures by NoriArtColoring is complete. All right, guys, until next time, thank you all very much for watching. Of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.